Well, hello again, Friendship Village. This is the voice of Village. The voice of Friendship Village coming at you today from our elaborate studios on the second floor. So I'm sitting with, of course, Mary, my co-host, and our guest for today that you'll meet in just a few minutes. So we're mighty glad to be here and mighty glad and appreciative of you tuning in and listening to this podcast. Like I've said before, we know we have people from New York City all the way to California who listen to our program. So you're in good company. We'd like to think that our program is expanding and growing and filling an important need here today. Today's program is being brought to you by the bus drivers here at Friendship Village. We take off our hat to you guys and girls, and we appreciate all that you do for us. And you seem to be working awful hard and going here and going there, and a lot of pressure and deadlines and pick this person up and da-da-da-da. And so we do appreciate you. And let me see if I can name all of you. In no order of importance, but we have Leo, we have Gary, we have Al, we have Andrew, we have Rosalie. So thank you, bus drivers, for
Andrew,
yeah. Thank you for doing a fine job for the residents here at Friendship Village. So if I may, since I still have the microphone, let me just start with a little joke, okay? Yes. Okay. Okay, Mary?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm tuned in.
Okay, here we go. So this is a little joke that takes place at a parochial school. It's noontime, and kids are lining up to go through the food line and get their lunches for the day. So as they start the procedure and start at the line, there's a big basket of apples, and a little note is inside the basket, and it says, "Just take one. God is watching." So the kids go through the line, and when they're all done, there's another basket at the other end. It's full of chocolate chip cookies, and a little note is in that basket, obviously written by a student, and it says, "Take as many as you want because God is looking after apples." Okay. All right. Well, let's introduce our guest and get on with this program. Mary?
All right.
Would you like to?
Today we have a very special guest. She's an employee of Friendship Village, and her main area that she works at is at the terrace. Her name is Jennifer Bartels, and I will let her tell you what her title is.
So I am the dining and events manager for Village Terrace. I oversee...
Would you say that again? Said the guy missed
dining and event manager for
Event.
Village Terrace.
Okay.
Dining and events.
All right.
So I oversee the front of, when people, the restaurant area, the pub area. Obviously, I work with Erin in the kitchen area. We're a team. We do a lot together.
Okay.
And then I oversee the events down in the event center or in the private dining room. People contact me to book that area, and if they need any goodies or beverages, then we get it all set up.
Right.
Okay.
And we'll get back to that a little bit more later on as we talk about some of the events over there and some of the good food that you have provided. But we'll start like we usually do. We'll go backwards here, and we'll start with, where were you born?
I was born right here in Waterloo, Iowa.
Okay. And went to school.
I went to school. I attended West High School for 2 years, and then I finished out my last 2 years at Expo Alternative High School.
Okay.
Where's that located?
Right now they are located over on Independence Avenue. When I attended Expo, it was on Franklin, the old Hawthorne School, next to where People's Clinic is now.
Okay. And then after high school?
After high school, I ventured out to New Jersey. I was a nanny out there for a little while. Then I came back home. I'm the baby of the family, so I was missed, and it was a good experience, great experience to have. I came back home. I was home for a couple of years, and then, I've always been one to work 1-2 jobs. And before I knew it, I was mom of son number 1. And about a year and a half later, I had my second son. So
Good. And they are grown and gone.
They are grown and gone. We are empty nesters.
But that's okay.
Yes.
That's good. And where do they live?
My oldest son, Nicholas, he lives in Strawberry Point.
Oh, yeah.
Then
That's close.
my youngest son, Alex, lives right here in Waterloo.
Okay. Well, they're close, and you have grandchildren, so you can see them
Yes.
from time to time.
Yes.
And take care of them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And what jobs have you had? Oh, you had multiple jobs, so what are some of the things that you were doing?
My whole life I've been involved, and I really mean my whole life, in food and beverage. I've always been in the kitchen with mom or grandma. When I turned 16, I started out at Pizza Hut. As time went on, I had a couple little odd jobs here and there, but I've always, regardless of the full-time position I carried, I waited tables on the side. You meet so many people doing that. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. People person. Most recent, I was an office manager for a masonry company for 12 years. I started at the casino part-time while I worked there, in food and beverage as well. And then I had the opportunity to go full-time in marketing. So I was there for just about 12 years. And then I ventured here to Friendship Village.
There was an opening and you applied?
I applied. I started in the marketing and sales. I was there roughly 3 months. And then this position came available for the dining team. And I'm a dining girl at heart. So I moved over to the dining team. I'll
Wonderful.
be here a year, June 1st.
Very good. Well, we're happy to have you. You have provided some really unique and wonderful things, because I've been over there, not a lot, but enough to take advantage of what you have offered. And they're really very neat. I don't know, where do you get your ideas for doing some of this?
I just kind of get a vision and I roll with it. But learning to, I like to call it the Friendship Village way, working with Diane, seeing her vision, trying to bring her visions to life along with mine. Love that creative part of this position, where, you can come up with something, dream it up, and make it happen.
Do you watch any of the people on TV that do a lot of cooking and presenting?
I like to watch the cooking shows. I do watch quite a few of those. Pioneer
with
Woman
a
is my
critical eye,
favorite.
maybe with a critical eye, like, they should. No, don't put that in there.
I don't get to cook a lot, but I get to help with it, and I think that change of pace is what keeps me on my toes. We have a lot of fun.
Well, I was just thinking, I hardly ever see you over there. I mean, I go through the lobby a lot, going to different places, but I seldom would see you around. So you must have your own office, and you kind of...
I do have an office up on the second floor.
Oh, the second floor. Okay.
Normally you're going to find me in the kitchen or in that dining room at 600 Park Lane, or in the event center. I'm usually floating around on second floor somewhere.
Okay.
Unless we have an event, then you'll see me down there.
Okay, well, I don't go much to that second floor, so...
No.
You'll have to stop up and see us.
Is your full kitchen up there?
Yes.
Yeah, the full
Yes.
kitchen where they prepare and present and all that.
Yes.
Okay. Because the room off of the event center, that's just kind of a, what do you call that room?
That's the events kitchen. We kind of prepare some things there. If there's certain items we need to refill, like a buffet line, we've got stuff there for that. It helps us set up for the events.
Okay.
I knew it wasn't a complete kitchen there.
No.
So that had to be upstairs.
A little bit different than the Cove kitchen area.
Oh, I
We don't
suppose.
have a stove, so we don't do any cooking in there per se.
Okay.
Where does the cooking get done then for your food?
In the kitchen on second floor.
The second floor, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then that elevator will open up right into our party kitchen, our
It
event
does?
kitchen.
Wow.
Yep.
I wondered how you transported some of that.
Yes, very handy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was
So
very
do
well
you have
planned.
any events coming up that you could?
There is one I'm working on with the marketing team. Sheila has an event coming up, the dueling pianos.
Okay.
We just actually met about that yesterday. I'm very excited for this event. It's going to
I
be a
think
lot
they
of
try
fun.
to have 1 or 2 events a month,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps.
They're opening up, so they're happening more often now.
Right.
Okay.
We just got done with the spring dance, which
Sure.
I think was well received.
Yes.
Oh, the food
Yes.
was really good.
A lot of fun
Yeah.
there.
And
Yes.
a lot of good comments.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
fun.
We had our Kentucky Derby get together in the pub, the Copper Top,
Yeah.
on Saturday for a couple hours. We just kind of had to come eat and have a mint julep and try some of the appetizers that we had.
I heard it was well received.
It was.
And
It was a
lot-
lot of fun.
I think there should be a lot of pictures maybe that are going to come up off of that.
There should be. I've sent lots of pictures, so
Yeah,
hopefully
they'll be coming probably.
Yes.
So,
So what do you do in your any spare time that you have?
In my spare time, this time of year, now that it's warm, I like to plant flowers with my oldest granddaughter. She's 7. So we plant flowers every year. I'm a family girl. If I got my kids and my grandbabies around, I'm happy. That's what I do in my spare time.
Just spend time with them.
Spend time with my kids and my grandbabies.
Very good. And do you have to do a lot of the cooking when you get together?
Yes, but I like it.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I can con my oldest son into cooking. He likes to get in the kitchen too, and help out. But yeah,
yeah.
we just got together
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, and the weekend before we did our own little Cinco de Mayo celebration, and I made a taco bar for them and homemade fried ice cream. So they enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
They're spoiled.
Well, that's your prerogative, I think.
Right.
As a grandmother, get
Right.
to spoil the grandkids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I have a couple little things I could read here if we take a little break.
Okay.
Wear a smile and have friends. Wear a frown and have wrinkles.
Wrinkle.
Some kids are spoiled because no one will spank grandma.
Ooh, good point.
Iowa City was the capital when Iowa became a state in 1846. The capital was moved to Des Moines in 1857. At 124 feet tall, the Vermeer windmill in Pella is the tallest working windmill in the United States.
Wow.
Interesting.
So they have that distinction of being the tallest windmill, 124 feet. Have
Good.
any of you been to Pella?
I have.
I have been to Pella.
I have not.
I used to live in Oskaloosa, which is about 15 miles away.
Yeah.
So,
I took a road trip with my friend one time, and we went through Pella and spent the majority of a day there and ate lunch and went to the bakery and just enjoyed. It was before tulip time or after, I can't remember, but it was just a nice day. And there's some kind of a musical chimes that play a song, and we sat someplace and listened to that. A musical thing. It was very interesting.
Neat.
Mhm.
So that was my visit to Pella.
Okay. Well, let's take this moment also just to remind our listeners that this program is being brought to you by the bus drivers at Friendship Village. Let's see if I can name them again. Gary, Leo, Al, Andrew, thank you. Andrew and Rosalie. So thank you, bus drivers, for all the good work you do for us. And I'm aware that it can be a taxing job And so we appreciate your efforts. So, time for another joke, maybe.
Sure.
What do you think?
Sure.
All right. Let's see. Well, this joke takes place in heaven. So Jesus came out one day where all the people were just kind of gathered there, and he said, "Okay, I want the men to form 2 lines here in heaven. The first line is for all the men who, while living on the earth, were the head of their household. The other line is for men who, while they lived on the earth, let their wife be the head of the household and not themselves." So the guys lined up, and it turned out that there was one very, very long line, and those men would say that, I guess I wasn't really the head of my household like I could have been or should have been. And then there was the second line, and there was only one individual, one guy in that line. So Jesus was curious, and he said to the man, he said, I notice a very long line over here, but you're the only one standing here. Now, how do you account for that? He said, "Well, I'm not sure. My wife told me to come and stand here." So
Very good. Very good.
yeah,
Well, it makes you think back about the head of the household and how you started out when you were beginning your married life and your family.
mm-hmm.
And chances are the men were basically the head of the household, because it seemed like in my day, your day, they had the jobs outside the home, and the wives were at home with the children.
Yeah,
They took care of paying the bills and transportation, taking care of the car, doing all the things that men do, and the wives took care of the household. They just kind of each had their own jobs. But then as time went on, thinking of myself and getting into a business, we had several businesses, then it kind of comes together. The wife kind of takes over a little bit, and the husband lets her do a lot of the
maybe the husband's tired of it, and he would,
yeah.
he would that's, I can remember kind of welcoming that sort of change.
Right, I'm sure he did
Yeah.
too. He asked me or told me to do a few certain jobs, which I did like doing. You know, I did take over some of that. And as the years went on, we kind of melded together. We each kind of shared the jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just kind of how it evolves in a marriage relationship.
Well, let me share this. You guys might appreciate this fact that after I and my wife Carol were married 25 years, she decided, unilaterally, decided that she was done with cooking in the kitchen. She thought I ought to just step in and take that over. So she bought me a wok and a little Chinese recipe book, and so I was intrigued by the new thing to do and then recipes, so it kind of got me started in the kitchen.
I like that idea.
Yeah, so.
Well, and now it goes on to the next generation, like my children and your children. A lot of them, if they're working, everybody has a job, they take turns. One will cook a meal and one will clean up. One will cook a meal and one will clean up. And that has worked well in our family too.
Yeah.
Mine was always cook the meal and clean up.
Yeah.
Because I worked all day and I'm tired. So but that's just the way it is. That your little joke kind of led into that.
Yeah. So Jennifer, what else can we know about you? Do you think?
I'm a workaholic, so I don't have any great fun adventure stories as of recent.
Okay.
And did you have any hobbies of any kind? Like golfing or boating or camping?
I used to camp a lot when the boys were younger. Just being outside, My oldest son, like I said, lives by Strawberry Point. So, when you go to Backbone with them and the kids,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
it's always a great time. Something like that. which now that the weather's nice, we need to get up there and do that, get our exercise. I just, I lived in Waterloo most of my life. When my kids were a little bit younger, still in elementary school, we moved to Janesville, Iowa.
Oh.
They finished out school there, graduated from Janesville,
Okay.
and a few years after being an empty nester mom, we moved to Waterloo, and we're not too far from Friendship Village.
Yeah.
So it's a quick, easy drive for me. Yeah, we've been back in Waterloo, I'd say, going on our 5th year. My other half, Chris, and I, we just kind of hang out. We have 2 dogs, 2 little wiener dogs. They're spoiled rotten.
Does he have a job outside the home?
Yes.
Yeah.
He works. We both work. It's funny, you were talking about, the way things evolve and what the husband does, what the wife does. We take turns. I like to tease him and say he's a little more particular than I am with certain things. That's all right. He does the laundry.
Okay.
I don't have to worry about laundry. I do the dishes. That's our trade-off.
Okay.
I did the laundry and I did the dishes. My husband would empty the dishwasher. That's one thing. I'd run the dishwasher, and then I went to work. He retired first, and then I was still working. I would leave a note, empty the dishwasher. Well, he would do that. If I leave notes, he would follow the notes very well.
Yeah.
If I didn't leave notes, didn't do it. So
We just kind of have a rhythm that we go through, Do dishes. I am the dishwasher. I don't want to give up any more cupboard space, I don't think, for a dishwasher.
Oh, I see.
So I do the dishes, he puts them away. But yeah, we, once in a while we go down to Des Moines and see our friends, hang out there. I love to go to little towns like the Amanas. I'm trying to talk him into doing a little trip to Galena a little later on in the fall. I turned 50 this year, so that's what I want to do. I just want to go to Galena, spend a weekend. I don't need anything big and extravagant, just something simple.
well, you could spend more than one day in Galena.
Yes.
I tell you, I've been there several times.
I love it there.
Just one after another, little shops, right?
It is.
Yes.
It's a tourist place, bar none.
Mhm.
It is really.
I think I've heard some talk among residents that maybe
a bus trip.
a bus trip.
That would be fun.
Galena.
I would volunteer to go with.
Yeah. And bring some snacks.
Well, I am the snack girl. You just ask
That's
my
right.
granddaughter.
Okay.
Well, we haven't done bus trips for a long time here. The buses only go for necessary places.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get back on track of taking us to some events or a day-long trip or something in that effect, because that was fun when we did go to
Oh,
places we went.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we-
I heard that there were 2 buses on order.
Yes,
A big bus
yes,
and a smaller
Yes,
functional
I heard
bus.
that too.
Yeah. So,
because they do have breakdowns a lot with some of these buses.
yeah.
Because they run continually.
Yeah.
They run continually.
They're
And they
busy.
can't, the maintenance here can't always fix them. They have to have other places come in and fix them.
Mhm.
So we're hoping if we get new buses, there'll be the advantage of taking us more places and
Yeah.
visiting. So that's what keeps the residents going, is some of these events. Like we talk about getting out of your apartment and doing things.
Yes.
Going to a lot of the events, the games, the entertainment, things like that.
Yes.
So that'll be something we can look forward to.
I'm looking forward to, now that we're kind of opened up and able to do more events. Once a month, I would like to do a small, little mixer get together, like the Kentucky Derby event that we had up in the pub.
Yeah.
I'd like to do something once a month if I'm able to. We had a wine tasting up there that went really well. We've had the tailgate party around Super Bowl time,
Mm-hmm.
the Kentucky Derby. So looking forward to coming up with more ideas and bringing people together.
You look ahead to the months ahead and find out what is celebrated during that month
Yes.
that you could incorporate to a party, like coming up 4th of July
Right.
in July. That would be something to everybody wear red, white, and blue and wave your flags and
Yes.
A thing we used to do around here was once a month celebrate birthdays
yes,
and had a kind of a special dinner and
yes. Have
people got
guests with
dressed
each-
up. They even got dressed up and
Yeah.
looked mighty
I
fancy.
heard about those not too long ago.
Yeah. Each resident got to bring a guest and their dinner was free also. And they decorated the table so nice.
Yeah.
And we had really elaborate food, and it was something to look forward to, and we've missed that. We
Yeah.
missed it. Maybe we could start in August, because that's my birthday.
That's a good one.
Yeah. We'll get back to the birthday events, hopefully.
Yes,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah. Well, now, just who would you go to with that idea that maybe could be a person who could help get it done? Is it you? Maybe it's you, and then you
Me,
take it from here.
and then I take it to
Okay.
my boss or my higher ups. We absolutely would love to get back to doing things like that. I've never been to one, so I think it would be
Well,
lots
both
of
buildings
fun.
had them.
Yeah.
We had it over there at Park Lane for the residents,
Mhm.
and they had it over here.
Okay.
And one would be one night of the month, and the other be the other night of the month. They wouldn't have them the same. They'd have it because you might want to go to one or the other of them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that would be something
Residents look forward to.
could be
Yes.
done in the future too. Yeah, you'd have-
Another thing we used to do was to have I think it was once a week maybe, have a kind of a welcoming breakfast
Mhm.
for new residents who
Yeah.
had
Oh,
moved
really?
in.
Nice.
Yeah, and maybe quiz them, have them just share a little bit about their life.
Yes,
Things like that, just to get to know them.
it was a coffee that we had, welcome coffee,
Yeah,
and
used to
we
buy
had-
some Hy-Vee rolls.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, nobody had to bake. They just go out to Hy-Vee and order some rolls out there. And we had a committee that was in charge of serving the coffee and passing the rolls around.
yeah,
And then sometimes we had someone that was like a speaker. I remember when Dave came here, he would get up and talk a little bit. And some people would... then they
Dave
would-
Holmes.
Yes,
Oh, he likes to talk.
yeah. When he first came to Park Lane, he would get up and talk, and then we'd introduce the new people and find out about them. And
Yeah.
but everything we do and schedule is about an hour. Everything is around an hour, which is good, because you can't keep... older people are probably like little children. You can't keep their attention too awful long. So an hour kind of does it. So there's a lot of things in the future that can be done, and
Yes.
incorporate your job into that, which you would welcome, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I'm learning new things every day.
yes,
The birthday parties, the breakfast welcoming. That's a newbie for me. I
Yeah.
hadn't heard about that one yet.
And I don't know when the new group of residents might be moving in. Is
Mhm.
that an ongoing thing from now on?
probably.
When the other building
Uh-huh.
is okay. So
That would be a good way to welcome them.
yeah, really good.
I got to meet a few of them at the bingo last week when they did the Cinco de Mayo
Oh yeah.
nachos, and
Yeah.
we had some residents from Rosewood come over, and some of them moving in Village Place, Village Terrace, and I believe she has a couple for Village Lane as well. But I got to sit with them and get to learn a little bit about them and chat it up. And
I'm anxious to do that too. We've seen them come through on a tour at various times.
With Sheila.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then she entertains them at lunch, so that's nice too. So we want to make them feel welcome,
Absolutely.
because we have plenty of spaces for them to live. So another thing I like is once a month, at the last Wednesday of the month, we have the little children from the daycare come over.
Yes.
And you provide the liquid refreshment and cookies or something like that. And that's always fun to have them come over and have a little treat with us. And they entertain us.
Yes. And I don't know who's more excited, if it's the kids or you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's such a great time. Lots of smiles.
Yes, and we're getting more and more people to come and share in their activities, you know. So we're hoping that can continue a little while too.
Absolutely.
And the weather's nice, so they have no problem getting over here.
Right.
So, and they like it. It's a good outing for them.
Oh, yes.
And they like to see their grandmas and grandpas. Yeah, we're the grandmas and grandpas.
Yeah.
I love it.
So,
Hey, we're kind of winding down here, getting close to the end. And but let me just ask Jennifer, anything else you'd like to share? No?
No,
Did we cover your life?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Mary, you have any parting words?
no, I think it's been a very good interview. I've enjoyed learning more about Jennifer, and we hope all of this good stuff continues.
Yes. Yeah.
We're going to try our best.
You bet.
Okay.
We'll support you any way we can.
Next time I'm walking through the new building, I'm going to go to the second floor and just kind of
You'll find me.
maybe
You
I'll
can
find
snoop around.
Yes.
Yeah, snoop around. Okay. Okay, as we like to say at the close, may the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.